Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, where I make art and talk about my favorite topics of the week. Can you believe it's already been a year since K-pop Demon Hunters was released on Netflix? Technically, tomorrow is the actual anniversary, but does anyone else feel like this movie came out forever ago and also like it was so recent? I think it was such a hot topic for so long and the music was stuck in everyone's head, it's hard to really pin down the timeline mentally. Anyway, I'm bringing it back for this video with a little twist. I also happen to be in a very Star Wars time in my life, so today I asked the question, what if the girls from Huntrix were in Star Wars? So I knew I wanted this to be a bit more than just a design challenge, because I feel like I do those all the time on this channel. I tried to style this one more like a movie poster or something. But I did these post sketches off camera because I did not want you all to see my struggle. I also did separately do a quick design for all three girls and their outfits and color scheme, so I knew what I wanted before starting this sketch. Specifically, these designs are of Rumi, Zoe, and Mira as Jedi, because duh, protectors of the peace and all that. I also figured it was the easiest to translate their different weapons into lightsabers. Their outfits are inspired by things like hanbok and a mix of their stage outfits, but mostly the first outfits we see them in from the movie when they perform how it's done. The colors especially were picked from those designs. Of course, I had to make it feel like Star Wars as well, and one of my favorite things about this franchise is the world building and the unique character designs of the different species in the galaxy far away. Obviously, humans exist in the Star Wars universe, but I thought that it would be too easy and boring. I love the aliens, so I decided that all three girls were gonna get a redesign in the species department. To be honest, I picked mostly based on vibes and colors, though. For Rumi, I made her a Pantoran. Pantorans have blue skin, so this is actually Bloomy. But I picked this mostly because Pantorans can also have naturally purple hair, which is arguably Rumi's most recognizable trait. And they also have yellow markings or tattoos that I could use to emulate the demon patterns. Mira is a Togruta, because I love Togrutas, and I thought her half-up twin tails are similar in shape to Togruta montrals. I also made her pink to match her hair color, which I used as the primary color of her entire look. Unfortunately, since Togruta don't have hair, I couldn't give Mira her bangs. Or at least, not in the form of hair. I decided to add these tassel-like attachments to her headdress to act as the bangs. Zoe, I actually contemplated leaving her as human, but like I said before, I wanted to keep it interesting. But Zoe was the hardest to decide for. Nothing in her design immediately jumped out to me in relation to any particular Star Wars species. I did end up choosing Thelan after a brief scroll through Wikipedia. Thelans are close enough to human shape that I wouldn't have to worry about making Zoe unrecognizable, and most also have these spots around the eyes and horns that remind me of scales or turtle shell patterns. And turtles just happen to be Zoe's favorite animal. So I also made her green. I also picked different lightsaber colors for all three of them. I'm not sure how canon the lightsaber color thing is in Star Wars, but you'll often see people talking about how each color represents a Jedi's values or something. But according to that lore, green is the color associated with mediators. So the child of divorce, Zoe, gets green. I mean, also, she was often the one trying to smooth things over for Rumi and Mira when they had their disagreements, and I decided on blue for Mira. Blue is typically associated with Jedi who prioritize combat and fighting against the dark side. Mira is headstrong and as the lead dancer, athletic, so I thought it would fit. Now for Rumi. I wanted to talk about this last, even though you already know which color I chose for her. I think most people would have jumped to assigning her with a purple lightsaber, which admittedly I thought of too. It would obviously fit her more aesthetically, and also it makes sense narratively. Purple is kind of accepted as a Jedi who sometimes uses dark side abilities. It makes sense in color theory too. If blue, the color lightsaber most Jedi have, represents the light side, and red is the color of the dark side, then mixing the two would get you purple. It seems perfect for Rumi, who is half human, half demon. But here's the thing. Rumi spends the whole movie trying to hide her demon half, and I think she wouldn't want anyone to question her loyalties like that. The other thing is, in the movie, the girls are trying to achieve a golden honeymoon. In my imagination, Rumi's lightsaber is passed down to her from her mother or her master or something. It represents the goal that Rumi is trying to chase and the Jedi she wants to become, while rejecting the pull to the dark side. The other reason I wanted Rumi to have a yellow saber is that I had a vision of the yellow light being reflected in her eye, making it look like Sith eyes. Kind of like how in the movie when her demon marks grow and make one side of her face look corrupted. Anyway, I hope you liked my fanfiction, and let this be proof you can draw anything you want. My last K-pop Demon Hunters video did pretty well, so I hope you all come back again for this one. And now I high-key want to go rewatch the movie now, and maybe that's what I'll do after recording today. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you have any suggestions for other video ideas, you can let me know in the comments below. Follow me on Instagram at KaylinVerse to see the rest of my work. And if you want to support me so I can keep making more videos, you can subscribe or donate to my Ko-fi or find my stuff for purchase on Redbubble and InPrint. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.